too much talking and BS. Just show the techniques. So you want me to just skip the intro, right? Skip like working 2-3 hours on the intro and do something else with my time. I think that's a little bit difficult, so let me just give it a try. Welcome guys to 7 self-working card tricks explained. I think I pulled it off. Yeah, man. Before we get started guys, just make sure to hit that subscribe button and like the video so we can have this video reach as many magicians as possible in the world so they can learn this awesome magic as well. Just spread the love, you know? Grab your favorite deck and let's get it going. This entire trick is done without your left hand. So you ask the spectator to cut the deck in 4 equal parts. And to mix them up a little bit and shuffle the cards, make it a little bit more random, you instruct them to cut the packets like that. They take a look at their playing card and they remember it, and you place that back on top of the deck. Now, meanwhile, you're going to turn the cards. It's going to be a bit more difficult because you have just your right hand. But if you spread through the cards, you'll notice that their card has successfully vanished from the deck. It's no longer here because it's in your left hand, the card that they thought of. First trick that we're going to be looking at is one card, one hand from John Carey, a marvelous card trick where a playing card seemingly vanishes from the deck right in front of the spectator's eyes. So you're going to need for this a pair of scissors, some double stick tape, and a deck of playing cards. You're going to cut just a small square of the double stick tape. I'm just going to go for a corner over here, and then I'm going to retire this to the right together with the scissors. And we're going to stick this on the Queen of Clubs. Try and get something with a lot of illustration on it because you don't want the spectator to see this piece of double stick tape. Now we're going to be taking one side off, the one that is giving me a lot of trouble right now. As you can see, I'm not a professional double stick tape remover, but I have done it and it has worked like a charm. Nothing is visible, as you can see on the playing card, because it's double stick tape. It's not glossy in any way. And we have that on the bottom of the deck. Now, we're going to need a duplicate of this, but since I don't have a duplicate on me, I'm just going to use the Queen of Spades. And the Queen of Spades goes in my pocket. So we place that over to the side, and now we're ready to begin. We're going to instruct the spectator to cut from the top of the deck into 4 piles the deck. And this just sets us to do a false cut. And we're not even doing anything. They're doing everything. But since they've never touched playing cards before, because most of the time you're performing for laymen, then when you tell them to bring the first one over the third one, the second one over the fourth one, it really does look like they are shuffling the deck. And now when they grab this one, and they turn it and they look at the playing card, they're way too focused on doing everything right, making sure they remember the playing card. They're not going to notice this, so you don't have to worry about that. Now, one thing that you do need to do before you begin this trick is you need to remove a little bit of this stickiness from the double stick tape. Because if they place them over there and when they lift up, something sticks, you don't really want that. So just a little bit, remove that by touching it with your finger, by touching it to the mat, just like that. And now they're going to place this on top. And usually that's everything they do, you know. When you get it back, or not even when you get it back, because you're not going to use both your hands, when you're going to grab it, you're going to press down on the deck in order for that card to stick. And now it doesn't matter how you go through the deck with one hand or with 2 hands. Those 2 playing cards are going to stick together, and you're not going to notice, you're not going to find any Queen of Clubs at all. Actually, I don't know where it is either, so I'm just going to have to find it. I think it's over here in the 8. Let's see. It was somewhere in the center, somewhere about there. So it's somewhere here. Look, the 9 of diamonds. Look at that, how perfect it is. That's a double card right there. It doesn't even look like it, but the Queen of Clubs is over there stuck on the back. And it's really, what's really neat about this version is that The double stick tape allows you to just remove it and then remove this as well from the card so you can use it again. It's a marvelous card trick from the brilliant mind of John Carey. And if you want to learn more from John Carey, this one is taken from his DVD Sublime Card Magic. And I honestly think you should just get it for opening time. I've been performing opening time so many times, it's insane. So make sure to check out John Carey's magic. Much love for letting us teach this for free on YouTube. And much love to everybody. Let's move on to the second card trick. Let's get a card selected from the deck. For example, this one. Just take a look at it and remember it. We're going to place it somewhere in the pack. And now I'm going to get another card from the deck, which we're going to place inside of the box. Now, I like the box because it's outside of my reach. So we're going to take the 8 of clubs, place it over here in the box. And now watch, we're going to take the packet and we're going to sandwich it in between, just like that in the deck. And this really confuses the deck. And when it's confused, you can see that something magical happened. The 8 of clubs just comes out from inside the box. Now, I think that's pretty amazing, but I think it would be even more amazing if I can riffle the cards and get one single playing card to go inside of the box, which should be your selection, the 6 of spades. The second card trick on the list is called Card to Box by Paul LePaul. And for this, we're not going to need any extra bits, though I think I did forget the playing card inside of the deck. So let's start from that point on. Somebody says stop somewhere. Let's say they say stop over here, right? They take a look at their playing card, and then you're going to do a false shuffle. So it doesn't matter how you do this. What I like to do is give the deck a couple of cuts, like that, maintaining a pinky break, and then getting the card back on top of the deck. Or you can just do the perfect shuffle by Biz, which is me, just a shameless plug over there. And now we have the card on top, but the spectator doesn't know this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna execute a double lift, so we have a King of Hearts. That's a bit confusing for this explanation. So let's just get another card like the Ace of Diamonds. And what we're gonna do after we do the lift is we're gonna jog the card in front a little bit. This will allow us to take the card that is underneath when we turn the packet. So here's what I'm gonna do. This is sort of like a modified glide. So we're gonna push this card with my index finger on the bottom. Actually, I got something very handy here, which I think you guys are gonna love. It's just these clear packets over here. So we got over there. Now watch. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the top card and at the same time I'm gonna push the bottom card. Notice? So that's exactly what's happening. With my index finger, I'm pushing the bottom card. See, over there, just extending my finger. And then I'm taking the top card and placing it inside of the card case. So now let's go back to our actual deck. This is going to be on top of the deck, but the spectator thinks that this is the card that goes in the card case. So we're going to place their selection actually in the card case over here. And now we're going to do the following. We're going to get a part of the deck on top of the deck over here, which is actually the bottom, sorry there. So we're just going to place the whole deck on top, give it a cut, and then take the whole thing and place it on top like that. Now, when we turn the packet, make sure that you end on the back. And then when you pick up the card case and the packet above, the Ace of Diamonds, which the spectator thinks is actually inside of the card box, is now over here. So what's left is for us to just do the small riffle and reveal that inside of the card case is now their initial selection, which they haven't actually seen in ages, so they might have actually forgotten. If they have forgotten, you can actually learn another card trick, which you can perform after this by visiting anything from Liam Montier. Did you like that segue? No, but honestly, Liam deserves all the credit he gets because he is a genius when it comes to streamlining card tricks and making them accessible to anyone. Liam is actually the person that I've actually learned this from. So if you want to learn more from Liam Montier, make sure to check out the description. I got everything in there for you guys. Let's move on to the third card trick. Intermission. This is like a small break where I just remind you that if you haven't subscribed, make sure to do so. And where I try not to fail as much as possible. But if I do fail, it just shows that learning self-working card tricks, it just goes around this idea of failing, which I'm really happy that you guys have decided to learn these card tricks. So yeah, just keep on going, and I'll see you soon. This is a trick you do for two spectators. You're gonna show them exactly what to do. So each one of them gets a packet and you ask them to just shuffle the cards like this. So each one of them shuffles their deck like that. Then you ask them to cut it into two piles. So let's say they cut it over here as well. There we go. Oh, let's get rid of these ones as well. We're just gonna place them over there. And now we're gonna ask the spectator to choose one of the packets. So let's say they choose this one. So we're gonna isolate all of these ones and ask them to just cut it. So you wanna interact with both of them. So if one of them has actually chosen, the other one is gonna cut it. And now you recap. They've shuffled both of the packets. They've cut whatever they wanted. One of them has actually chosen one of them. And now a card has been selected. Let's check it out, the Ace of Clubs. And you can see it's pretty amazing that they cut to the Ace of Clubs, because what would it be like if they have actually cut to all four aces? Nick Trust's Aces from Nowhere is a nice card trick to pull out at a bar, especially where people are distracted. I could put it like that. This definitely requires a little bit of misdirection, but I think you guys can do this. Like, if you like the trick, I'm definitely sure that you can pull it off. So here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna take a small packet of cards, and I'm talking small, guys. I'm talking like 6, 7 cards, like not a lot of cards. You're gonna tell the spectator, let me just demonstrate for you like this. I want you to shuffle your playing cards, like each one of you take half of the deck. So you're gonna have 2 spectators. Each one of them shuffles their playing cards, and by demonstrating, you're actually moving the 4 aces to the bottom of the deck. At this point, you're just gonna hold the deck in your hand, but don't hold it over here. Fold your hands or something so that it literally looks like you forgot about them. You know how you sit in a casual manner most of the time, and because you're focusing on what people are doing, do it in a way that it just looks like you've completely forgotten about the cards. What I like to do is grab them in my right hand, come over here, and meanwhile instruct the spectators on what they're doing. So they've shuffled their packet of cards, and now you ask them to cut it at some points. And then you can go, oh, I forgot about this. Let's just deal these as well on each one of the packets like that. And now what we've actually done is we have dealt all of the aces on each one of the packets. But since this is a bit of a guilty action, what we want to do is misdirect the people from this action. So immediately we ask them to just choose one. So let's say they choose this one. And we tell them, let's move these packets a little bit over here. Can you please cut the deck as well? So they cut the packet, and we're gonna do a cross-cut force. And we're gonna just slightly skew the packet over there, and then misdirect the person's attention from the cross-cut force. So we're doing a lot of inception misdirection happening over here. We move all of these packets and we tell them that none of these have actually attracted your attention, right? It could have been this one, it could have been this one, it could have been this one. I like flashing these playing cards because it looks as if they could have cut at any other indifferent card. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna show them that they cut at the Ace of Spades. And voila, look at that. You have all of the other aces on top, which they have seemingly shuffled and cut to themselves. This is Nick Trust's Aces from Nowhere. Let me guys know what you think about it in the comment section below. And now we're gonna move on to trick number 4. Wait. Boom. I love tricks where spectators are able to shuffle the cards themselves, and that's exactly what's gonna happen in this card trick. They shuffle the entire deck themselves. Now, you're gonna give them half of the cards, and you're gonna take half the cards yourself. You're gonna take the packets behind your back, and each one of you is gonna take a card at random from the back and bring it in front. So let's say I take this card and they take this playing card from over there, right? We're gonna take their playing card, place it in my packet, and then we're gonna take my playing card and place it in my packet, in their packet, just like that. And now we're gonna do a bit of a mess. We're gonna shuffle all of these playing cards one into the other, just like that, as you can see over here. And both the spectator and you are gonna do a little bit of magic. You're gonna snap your fingers, and one single playing card from each one of you is gonna stand out from all of the rest. You can see that all of the playing cards have actually reversed, except of 2 playing cards. My card, the 3 of clubs, let's check it out. I suppose this is your card, the Ace of Diamonds, and my card, the 3 of clubs. And we already have another card trick from Liam Montier. This is because I really wanted to show you guys the genius behind Liam's thinking. Just how easy everything is and how spectacular the effect is overall. So for this one, we have two selections. They pop up face down in the face-up deck, in the messed up deck, and it's double revelation time, actually triple revelation time, because the spectator is doing magic and you're doing magic and the deck is doing magic as well. So here's what we're gonna do. Spectator shuffles the deck. Okay, this part you don't have to worry about. Then we're just gonna remember the bottom card while we nonchalantly show them that all of the cards have been mixed. Now we can do this by looking away so that it doesn't look like we're taking any sort of information, but this is based on your persona. What I like to do is just look at the deck and that's it. I just show them the cards. I don't really care more about it. Now I know it's the 5 of hearts, so what I'm gonna do, I turn the packet, they cut half of the cards, and you instruct them to take the cards behind their back and just take a card at random from the packet and remember it and bring it in front. So they're gonna be in this situation. Meanwhile, what we're gonna do, we take the packet behind our back, we take the bottom 2 playing cards, we flip them face down, and we take the top card in our hands. Now, over here we have the card that we remember, the 5 of hearts. We come with this in front and now we're ready to perform the effect. We're gonna lose this random playing card in their packet, and they're gonna place their selection inside of ours. I like to keep the deck a little bit like this because I have some people that like to do that from now and then. So by pressing my thumb over there, I just make sure that they stick the card inside. Now this might look a little bit unnatural, so you don't want to look like you're obstructing their playing card. Just make it seem natural, okay? We place this down on the packet, and then we take their packet and we're actually gonna shuffle it into this one. Just don't spread them because they're gonna see instantly what's up. So we're gonna shuffle these. Extend all of your fingers, right, over here. This is the proper way of performing a shuffle, just like that. Don't do any of those curled fingers, all of the fingers extended. And then from here, Liam shows us this moment. We just place it like this and then we square up nice and tidy. And what I like to do is give another cut over there so that I center those 2 playing cards. From this point on, it's just presentation, and you make the spectator snap their fingers, you snap your fingers, you tell them your playing card, the 5 of hearts, they tell you their playing card, I have no idea what their card selected, the 2 of diamonds, and voila, you have yourself a miracle. Make sure to check out, if there's one trick that I would advise anybody to check out from Liam, it would be Assemble. At $4.50, Assemble is a masterpiece. Make sure to check it out in the description below. Let's move on to the 4th card trick. I've written on this post-it note 4 playing cards that I'm gonna predict are gonna turn up in the deck. So let's give the deck a nice shuffle over here. And I'm gonna ask you to just call out stop at any point while I deal through the cards. So the spectator says stop at 4 random parts. Over there, and one last time. Let's say over here, right? And then let's see the first one, the Jack of Hearts, King of Diamonds, King of the, 8 of Clubs. Okay. I call this second hand magic, where something happens based on out of my control completely. Okay, the 4 kings. It's not bad. I mean, it's not bad, right? Like, who wouldn't want to be able to produce the 4 kings? But I definitely wanted to produce other playing cards from the deck. So let's just get rid of these kings for now. I'm gonna give the deck a nice little shuffle, and I'm gonna ask you to help me out over here. Now, I'm gonna cut the deck into 3 piles over here. Just choose one of the 2 from the pad. Let's say they go with this one. And then we're gonna ask them if they want to switch or not. So let's say they say switch. We're gonna switch them out. I'm gonna place this to the side. And then we're gonna be dealt with just a couple of playing cards here. Now, we have lost all of those playing cards. I'm gonna try and find the kings again, because apparently this one wasn't a good idea. So let's see, the first king, 4 of spades. Wait, 4 of clubs. I wrote clubs, but it should have been spades. Over here, 2 of hearts, Jack of hearts, and 8 of clubs. 8 of clubs. I wrote 4 of clubs, but it's 4 of spades. I knew it was gonna be 4 of spades. Just believe in me, honestly. And if that doesn't convince you, I have actually prepared another kicker. We have the 4 kings as well, prepared. So he's gonna have the full table here with playing cards, with predictions, with another 4 of a kind, with a nice mistake. I have no idea how I wrote clubs when it was definitely spades, but hey, we are born to make errors and learn from them. I could actually refilm the entire video, but isn't it just nicer when you see the magician just fail a little bit? It's something satisfying over there. Let's learn it. For Simon Aronson's Start Nation, you're gonna need 8 playing cards, and you're gonna need to write a prediction on any sort of, paper. Basically, I'm just gonna use a Post-it note. And I have the 4 kings and I have 4 random playing cards, which I wrote over here. It can be these playing cards or it can be any other 4 playing cards, it doesn't matter. If you don't have a pen and something to write on, what I suggest you do is, instead of getting 4 random playing cards, you should just get the 4 aces and the 4 kings, and just say that you're gonna produce the 4 aces, right? So that's gonna be your prediction. But since we do have these, we're gonna set them up like this. We're gonna have the 4 random cards and then the 4 kings on top of those, and all of that is gonna be on top of the deck. Now I'm just gonna place this aside over here so it doesn't distract you. Now you're gonna do any sort of false cut that you know. I'm just gonna do a nice 3-packet false cut over here, maintaining all of those cards on top of the deck. And now we're gonna do a slip shuffle, where we're gonna do an overhand shuffle, and every time we do this, we're actually gonna retain 1 playing card. So let's see if we can actually show this with all of the packets over here. So take a look at that. We have the first king. I take the first packet and I'm just going to slip cut this king from over there into this packet and then turn the packet around. Now I'm going to slip cut and I'm going to continue shuffling and then turn the pack around. Slip cut and continue shuffling and then turn the pack around, and then the last one just goes like that. So now that you have seen this, how it happens, let me show you with the actual deck over there. Very handy, those. So you place them over here. Just like I said, you slip cut over there, and then you take a packet and you continue shuffling 1 card. Spectator says stop, you're gonna stop over there. And every time you slip cut, have a couple of cards over there, and then the spectator says stop. And repeat this until you're left with just a couple of cards in your right hand. Now, something has happened, you have produced the 4 kings, not something that you planned for, more like an unintentional magic moment. You're gonna place those in front, and remember that the first packet, the last packet that you place down, is actually where your stack is. So do not mix this one in. You have the one from the right to the left. So we're just gonna take all of these, place them on top over there. We have our stack on top. And what I like to do, while I am grabbing all of these kings, I'm just gonna push 4 playing cards and get a pinky break underneath. Now, if you can't do that, just tell the spectator that the whole deck has been shuffled right now, and because they split it up, and now we're just gonna get a break beneath those 4 cards. We're gonna put the kings on top, and now we're gonna cut all of these 8 playing cards to the bottom of the deck, just like this. At this point, shuffle the cards in any way that you see fit, but retain those cards from the bottom. You can do a couple of shuffles like this, where you're actually just taking a couple of cards, you're mixing them with the top stack, and it looks like the whole deck is being shuffled, but just that part is being shuffled. Now, we're gonna make the spectator choose between the packets, and I really like this. You're just gonna cut the deck into 2 halves like this, make sure that you still retain that stack on the bottom. You have the spectator just choose one. So let's say they choose this one. You're gonna remove the one that they chose. And now you're gonna give them the option to switch. Now this one is very nice because if they say switch, you're just gonna place this down on the table and remove that one. If they say don't switch, then we're just gonna take this one and remove it. So now we have just these cards left. We're gonna deal them into 4 piles, and by dealing them into 4 piles, you're actually making sure that each one of the kings arrives on a packet, and also the cards that you predicted, let's see, the 5 of spades, the 8 of diamonds, the 5 of clubs, and the queen of spades. All of those from your prediction have come here, but at the same time, you have also produced the 4 kings. There you go, guys. That is Simon Aronson's Tarnation. Obviously, do pair everything that you do with a presentation. Do not just deal them out and say exactly what's happening. We're shuffling, we're dealing, you know, because there's nothing magical about that. Make sure that you pair your techniques with a presentation in order to evoke a certain feeling in the spectator in front of you. So there you go, guys. Let's move on to the following card trick. Intermission, guys. We got a project that we just released with John Bannon. It's called Serial Killer. It's a beautiful packet trick. It comes with special gaps inside where you're just literally making cards with holes in them. If this is something that it sounds like something that you would like to perform, check it out in the comment section, in the description below, and you know, you'll see if you want to get it for yourself. Let's keep on going. The deck is given a shuffle by the spectator, so not by you. They shuffle the playing cards. Once they're happy with the shuffling, you're going to tell them you still know where 2 playing cards are. I showed 4, but I know where 2 playing cards are. They're right here in the deck because I placed them aside like a sort of prediction. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to have these 2 playing cards placed somewhere in the deck. Let's say somewhere near the top and somewhere near the bottom. And now we're going to ask the spectator to give the deck a cut. We're just going to place it right there to the side for a second. So they shuffle the cards, they place the cards anywhere they wanted near the top and the center, and now they've cut somewhere in between those 2 playing cards. So let's just see that card if it's somewhere in between. It's actually perfect, it's right there in between. Now you can see that these 2 playing cards were actually a sort of premonition, and they're actually going to tell me what card you selected. And you can see we take the number from here and the color from there. I know we're going to have a Jack of Clubs right over there. Actually, a 5 of Spades. No. Wait, I have a backup plan. You can see it actually on the back of these playing cards. I have actually written 7 of Clubs, which is exactly the card that you've selected. Following, we have a genius card trick by the one and only John Bannon, who is considered one of the greatest minds when it comes to self-working card magic. Now, you're going to need to prepare 2 playing cards and have just, I use some, you know, some adhesive, I think that's how you pronounce it, adhesive tape, placed it on the back, and wrote 7 of Clubs, which I have over here on the back of each of the playing cards. Now, we're going to take these 2 playing cards, which are just 2 random playing cards, place them on top of the 7, and then have these 3 playing cards, just like this, placed inside of the card box. And we're going to have this one laying aside. Now we're going to have the spectator shuffle the cards as much as they want, and then we're going to tell them that we have actually prepared 2 playing cards from the deck. We have them over here. I'm just going to place them like that. And notice that it's impossible for them to suspect anything because it looks like 2 normal playing cards. We just take them out, we place them on top of the deck because we don't have a hand to hold them with. Just take them out, place them there, and then we can continue with the card trick. Now, we have our force card on top of the deck, and we have these 2 playing cards, which we're going to place somewhere in the deck. And we do this by spreading the cards, placing the first one somewhere near the bottom, and then placing the second one somewhere near the top. It doesn't matter where, just like that. And then we're going to ask the spectator to cut the deck anywhere they want, but make it somewhere in between those 2 playing cards. And we're actually going to do a cross-cut force. And at this point, we're just going to recap. They shuffle the playing cards, we've taken 2 playing cards out, we place them anywhere, and then let's just see the card. We're going to place them over here, just like that, and see how they did. And actually, the card that we just knocked in front is actually the 7 of Clubs because it was the top card of the deck. And you have such a nice image over here that they selected a card from all of these ones. So now they take a look at their card, 7 of Clubs, and it doesn't match in any way. We have like the Jack of Clubs or the 5 of Spades, right? But then we do the reveal that on the back, we've actually predicted that they would select the 7 of Clubs. It's simple, it's hard-hitting, it's impossible for them to backtrack how this is done because they shuffled the entire deck and then you just took 2 playing cards, you placed them on top, just simple and brilliant. This is Bannihilation by John Bannon, and it's taken from his award-winning, it's not award-winning, it's just worldwide best-selling DVD collection called Move Zero, and I highly advise you to check this out. It's on 50% discount, and you can get all 4 DVDs for like nothing. Just make sure to check out the description below and check out Move Zero if you've never done so. Here's a beautiful card trick called Oddity by Ed Marlowe. Somebody selects a playing card from the deck. Let's see, for example, this one, the 3 of hearts. We're just going to leave that in the center of the deck. You could have chosen any of these cards from the entire packet, but you've selected the 3 of hearts for a certain reason. And that reason alone is the fact that out of all of these playing cards, you've selected the only playing card that is red. Here is a brilliant card trick from the mind of the legend Ed Marlowe, taken from David Solomon's It's All in the Cards. You're going to need half from a blue back deck and half from a red back deck. And you're going to place these one on top of each other like this. Now, you're going to start off with the deck face up and you're going to spread them on the table. Now, you're going to wonder, how am I going to even notice where one begins and when one starts? And this is why you're going to take one of the aces from, let's say, for example, the red back, and you're going to place it at the bottom. So I'm just going to go over here and place it at the bottom. Just like that. Yeah, that was a good split. So now I have the ace of hearts that tells me exactly where one begins and where the other one starts. So I'm going to spread these on the table and I'm going to ask the spectator to just choose a card and just make it sure that they really think about this. So let's say, for example, we're going to have 2 scenarios. They select one from the red back or they select one from the blue back. If they select one from the red back, let's say over here, what we're going to do, we're going to close the spread, place our thumb on the ace like this, just so we can have a nice little break over there, and then take all of those cards and bring them to the top. In this situation, when I turn around, I'm going to have the blue back deck over here. And what I can do is give the deck a couple of cuts like this, and then bring the cards back on top, just to make it look as if the whole deck is blue back cards. And now I can do the convincer. I spread the cards over here, and then I bring them up, and I spread the rest of the cards. And tell the spectator that they could have chosen any card from the deck, but still, out of all of these cards, they've chosen the only red back card. So this is the first situation, right? When they select from the top of the deck. So let's move all of those to the front over here. And we have the 7 over there. Spread all of these. Remember, we have the ace of hearts. Look, what a situation. We have 2 aces of hearts, one next to each other. Definitely not something you would want to happen. So definitely take that out before you do the trick. If you have an ace of hearts there, somebody might notice. So let's say the spectator now chooses a card from the bottom stack, right? Then you have absolutely nothing to do. You just square all of this up, you turn around, and now you're going to do the same situation from over here. You're going to cut those a couple of times, and then you're going to come back, cut these. I like to do the spread just to tell people that they could have selected anyone from the pack, from over here or over there. Remember though, you're just going to spread these over there, and then you're going to lift them up and show them the rest of the cards. Do not go like that, okay? So we showed them the red cards, and now they've selected the only blue back card. There's a lot of great magic in the DVD. It's all in the cards, and you can get it on Big Blind Media right now at a great discount. This is just a small nugget from the mind of Ed Marlowe, who has created over 2,000 card tricks. You probably already know of Ed Marlowe if you're on this channel, but if you are new to card magic, then you're definitely going to use this in your next routine. Thank you guys very much for being with us up until now. We are Big Blind Media. We publish a lot of original card magic and coin magic and other sort of magic on our website, bigblindmedia.com. Make sure to check in there, subscribe to our newsletter. We send out a newsletter every week on Friday where we just show you a bunch of magic related stuff from around the world. And we also have a top secret Magic Academy, so make sure to check that one as well. We have I've dropped in the comment section, like in the description, a lot of the stuff that we've actually done in the video, which is from DVDs that we have published. So this is a lot of tasters that you've learned today, which comes from amazing DVDs that you guys can check out. All of them are on discount, so make sure to go to each one of the links. Just diligently check them out, see if it's something that you like. And obviously, you can check us out here almost every week. I have started planning again the videos for YouTube, and I want to start posting more often. So if you have any suggestions, you want to learn something, like we've done controls, color changes, false shuffles, everything everything. We're doing tricks now. So I'm thinking about doing like 7 ambitious card tricks, 7 sandwiches, and so on and so forth. But if you have any suggestions, drop it in the comment section below and we just might do it. My name is Biz. You can find us on social media at Big Blind Media, everywhere on the Instagrams, on the Facebooks, on the TikToks. See you guys next week or next time.